So a few months ago, I posted a video on how to blow up on social media as a musician, and y'all blew it up. So I felt like it was only right to give y'all some of the most valuable lessons that I've learned through doing social media. So no more wasting time, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're gonna go over is how everything you do is content. So everything you do as a musician is able to be turned into content. For instance, I'm a music producer. So every time I make a beat, I'm able to make 5 videos from it. So the concept that you wanna do is to make your videos shorter and break them out into as many videos as you can. So usually people would make a video on how to make crazy trap beats for Future. But instead of doing that, what you can do is make one video where it says how to make catchy trap melodies for Future. And then you can make another video talking about how to make hard trap drums for Future. And doing things like that are really gonna help you expand on your content because you're taking one concept and you're breaking out into multiple videos, which just gives you way more content. So every time that you make a beat, here's 5 ways that you can make content out of it. First is how you make the melody for that beat. Second is how to make drums for that beat. Third is a rapper's duet this video style video. Fourth, you can put a motivational quote while your beat's playing in the background, or you could just put something that's funny or relatable as the text on screen. And lastly, you could take an artist's acapellas, put it onto your beat and make a remix out of it. So that's how you can utilize taking one beat and making 5 videos out of it. Oh, and also quick tip, if you post your videos on one platform, make sure to post it on every other platform. For instance, I post my videos on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. And the reason why I do this is because if a video blows up on one platform, the chances of it blowing up on other platforms is pretty high. And with that, it increases your reach and it actually exposes your brand to multiple different people. And just speaking from personal experience, you never know who's watching these videos. I'm not gonna drop any names, but quite a few big people have reached out to me and followed me just because they saw my videos on their feed. And now we gotta talk about how important lighting is. If you wanna make your videos look better in a matter of seconds, try improving your lighting situation. Now, whenever someone wants to up the quality of their videos, they always look to getting a new iPhone, they look to get a new camera and everything like that. But a quick way to really improve it is just improving your lighting. Let's take a look at these 2 videos side by side. The video on the left has bad lighting and the video on the right has good lighting. Now you can see the video on the right looks substantially better, even though both videos were taken using the same iPhone 13. Now that leads to the question, how do I get good lighting? Now, luckily I have 2 big windows right next to me and I live in California, so it's pretty sunny, so I have just incredibly good natural lighting. So if you have a situation like that, like definitely utilize that. But if you don't, here's a couple tips for you. I recommend getting a box lighting setup, and I also recommend getting a ring light setup. Now, I'm not the best with lighting, but I have watched a few videos on it. What you can do is you can directly put it on you like this. You can put it onto the side, which will give you more depth to your face and will create a shadow on the other side. Or if the lights are too intense for your setup and your camera, what you can do is you can actually bounce it off of a wall. Now, if you want your background to look cool and change the colors in your background, I highly recommend these lights right here. The U Stellar background lights, whatever, I forgot what they're called. But shout out to Tri-Freeze, he actually put me on to these. So since we talked about some of the things that you could do right now to upgrade your content, I want to talk about more of the mentality and concepts that come with doing social media. And the first one I want to talk about is setting realistic expectations for your content. So here's what I mean by that. If you're doing beat breakdown type videos, or you're doing like tutorials for how to make beats, those videos don't realistically blow up like that. You might see a couple blow up here and there, and I've even had a few do really well for myself, but 90% of the time they're not going to blow up. But the good thing about this type of content is that it provides a lot of value to your audience. So content like this is really good for slowly building an audience that respects you, supports you, and buys products from you. Now, on the flip side, you can do more funny and relatable content. This content does have a pretty good chance of blowing up, but in my own personal experience of making this content and having it blow up, it doesn't necessarily bring the type of audience that you would want. And a large majority of these people that are going to follow you from those videos aren't going to be buying your kits. They're not going to be buying your beats. It's just because you are the funny person that they saw one time. You haven't really provided any value to them where they would want to come back and buy your products. And with that being said, this is one of the most valuable lessons I've ever learned by being a producer. So if you're a musician or you're a music producer, you need to make content for the audience that you want. So for instance, I see a lot of music producers start doing breakdown content and tutorials for their beats in hopes to get more sales on their beats. Now here's what the issue is with that. The type of audience that gets brought in through those type of videos are usually producers, and producers aren't buying beats. Usually rappers don't watch beat breakdown videos because why would they? They're rappers, they're not trying to make beats. So if you want to try to sell things like drum kits, loop kits, and MIDI kits, then make breakdown tutorial content to cater to producers so you can provide value to them. But if you're looking to sell more beats, try to do content that will attract more rappers. Things like beat cookup videos, like how Oh Gosh Leotis does it. Rappers duet this beat videos like I've done it before. Or you can even be like my guy Quix made it and do a posting my beats every day for a year straight. And you can even ask him. I know he sold some beats off of that. Now that we've gone over the content, we gotta talk about things that every content creator dreads: being consistent. But here's the thing, being consistent just isn't enough nowadays. Now I think we've all heard at one point or another that doing social media or being a producer that you have to be consistent. Now that is true, but unfortunately it's just not enough. So while being consistent, you have to evolve and improve with your content. So always look for a way to improve the quality of your videos, the quality of how you explain things, the quality of how you talk. You have to just keep on improving. All right, so now at this point, you're making great content and you're being consistent. Now comes up this part. Social media is a roller coaster. You're going to have a lot of highs and you're going to have a lot of lows as well, but you have to realize that you can't get emotional about it because you're on a roller coaster. This is just a part of the game. Now, I feel like if you have more realistic expectations of what being a content creator is like, you'll have a better chance of staying consistent and being successful in the future. And if we're being honest, this is a journey that takes months to even years to accomplish. So I've been doing this for a few years now, and I've posted over 1,000 unique videos to social media. So with that being said, some people blow up quick, and then some people might take a little bit longer, like myself. You just have to remember that as long as you don't quit, you'll never see the light of failure. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the video that inspired this one right here.